Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, the sister Tamika Mallory has come under fire because she attended one of Farrakhan's speeches in Chicago. Now, for those of you who don't know who Tamika Mallory is, she is a longtime activist. She worked with the National Action Network. That's the organization founded by Reverend Al Sharpton. And she has been one of these vocal activists against police brutality and racism. And she has since gone on to become one of the key organizers behind the Women's March. And now, because she attended this speech that Farrakhan gave, people are calling for her to resign. Now, according to this article, Farrakhan basically said time's up on the satanic Jew. And also, he complained about Jews controlling the world and all that kind of stuff. Now, I haven't heard the speech for myself. I'm going to try to find the speech, and if I find it, I'll post a link in the description box, and I may do a video analysis of his speech to let you know if I think it was anti-Semitic or not. So this sister is coming under fire, and this is what the sister had to say in response. She said, I am and always have been against all forms of racism. I am committed to ending anti-black racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and transphobia. This is why I helped create an intersectional movement to bring groups together. And then she went on to say this. She said, um, I'm a black woman and a mother, and while I do hard work and learn along the way, I also won't accept abuse and attacks. I won't stand for it because I don't deserve it. And this is what the Anti-Defamation League had to say about her alleged affiliation with Farrakhan. They said this. This is a statement from Anti-Defamation League National Director Jonathan Greenblatt, and he said this. It is impossible to imagine any other group being asked to tolerate seeing celebrities, public figures, and elected officials embrace a person who openly calls for their death. So that's what they had to say about this. And again, there are calls for this sister to resign. And this is what I have to say. First of all, simply because somebody attends a speech, that doesn't mean that they agree with everything that is said during that speech. Often people will attend a Minister Louis Farrakhan speech, but that doesn't mean that they agree with everything that Farrakhan is saying. Often Farrakhan gives speeches in churches to congregations, and obviously the congregations don't agree with Farrakhan's theology, but there are certain elements of his speech that resonate with them. And, the fact that this man Farrakhan has a lot of supporters tells you that there's something in his speeches that resonate with people. A lot of people listen to his speeches and they don't agree with everything he says. There are elements that they do agree with, like when he calls for people to be moral, when he calls for people to be responsible, when he calls for black men to be providers and protectors, when he calls for black people to uh, own their own businesses instead of begging for a job from the white man. I mean, those types of things resonate with people. When he speaks out strongly against anti-black racism, those messages resonate with people. How else can you explain the fact that this man, Farrakhan, was able to draw hundreds of thousands of people to Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March? There's something about his message that resonates with people. And that doesn't mean that people agree with everything that this man has to say. That doesn't mean that they agree with so-called anti-Semitism. It means that certain things resonate with his message. And to condemn this sister for attending his speech is outrageous. The sister made it clear that she doesn't support anti-Semitism. And this whole trend of trying to demonize anyone that's affiliated with Farrakhan in any way is nothing new. This has gone on for years. They have done this to politicians, and they continue to do so today. I saw a video from Fox News on the Fox News YouTube channel where they were trying to associate Democrats with Farrakhan. This is something that constantly happens. I mean, we saw what happened with the brother said the Muslim congressman, Keith Ellison, they tried to affiliate him with Farrakhan because of his past membership in the Nation of Islam. They derailed his chance to become chair of the Democratic Party because of that past affiliation. They have attacked other politicians, even Barack Obama. I mean, these people are so intimidating. These groups like the Anti-Defamation League, they're so intimidating that people are afraid to be in any way affiliated with Farrakhan. I mean, you had a situation involving Obama where he took a picture with Farrakhan years ago, before he even became, I think it was before he even became a U.S. Senator. And the people were so afraid of the wrath of the Anti-Defamation League and others that they had to keep that photograph secret for years until after Obama left office. That's how intimidating these people are. And we know that Obama, despite taking that picture with Farrakhan, doesn't support anti-Semitism. He doesn't support it. He's spoken out against it. But still, these people, even to this day, they try to connect the brother Obama to Farrakhan. They're trying to use a guilt by association type of tactic. They don't have the heart or the courage to really go after the person that they are actually accusing of anti-Semitism. So instead, what they try to do is go after anybody that's around that person, anybody that attends a speech or whatever. And I think that that's a damn shame, man. The sister's made it clear that she doesn't support anti-Semitism, but yet they want to tar and feather this sister. They want to ostracize this sister and condemn this sister and destroy this sister. And I'm not going to sit by and allow this to happen because it's wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. It's wrong to attack anybody that's in any way affiliated with Farrakhan. And I'll say this, man. It'll be one thing if this sister made anti-Semitic statements herself, if she said something anti-Semitic or did something against the Jews or whatever, then they would be justified in calling her anti-Semitic or calling for her to resign. But this sister hasn't said anything anti-Semitic or done anything anti-Semitic, and they're going to attack this sister. And I think that the viciousness of this group, the Anti-Defamation League, doesn't help their fight against anti-Semitism. All it does is encourage people to have anti-Semitic views. All it does is fuel conspiracy talk about Jews, about their desire to control people. That's what it does. It doesn't help in their fight against anti-Semitism. Now, I'm going to be perfectly clear. I don't support anti-Semitism. I don't support the idea that Jews control everything, that, and all this and that. I don't support that, man. I just like I don't want people condemning my religion. I don't condemn people based on their religion. I condemn them based on their actions, what they actually do. I'm against oppression. I'm against exploitation. I'm not against anybody because of their skin color or because of their race. But I just think it's despicable that this organization does this, man, that they constantly attack black leaders for having any kind of affiliation with Farrakhan. And now this sister's a target because Farrakhan shouted her out. But anyway, those are my thoughts about this, man. I just think that we need to stand with our own, protect our own, especially this sister, a sister who has spent her life fighting against racism, spent her life fighting for her people. It's time for us to fight for her. It's time for us to defend this sister. Peace.